So the wind is so strong. Oceanfront, it's always so strong. I feel like myself is being blown away.
After leaving Cape Sawyer, the northernmost point of Japan's homeland, I returned to Wakkanai city center, but it wasn't just another day of sightseeing.
ここか。
すみません。最後からの到達ポイントの方お願いいたします。
Hi.
It was a day to live as a traveler, to immerse myself in the rhythm of local life.
Like, Hi. どうもありがとうございます。
My first stop was Wakkanai City Hall to collect my certificate, a small token of the journey, but a meaningful reminder of reaching Japan's northern edge.
So, this is one of the four. The northernmost, easternmost, southernmost, westernmost certificate. Anyhow, so I got my first one, the northernmost certificate. Now you have to go to the city hall to get it. Now today is Sunday, so that's why it had to go through like the security inside of it. So I knew about this. I just didn't know about where to get it until I saw someone had it at the Cape Sawyer, and I talked to them about, oh, you gotta go there. Okay, all right. So that's why I drove back to the city to get this. This is the whole thing, the whole point about being here, I think.
Next, I visited Cape Noshapu. Less famous than Cape Sawyer, but just as breathtaking.
So the wind is so strong. Oceanfront, it's always so strong. I feel like myself is being blown away. So there's absolutely no way I can fly drone. Anyway, it's crazy, the wind. I'm like 170 some pounds, give or take, and I feel like the wind can push me from behind. But anyway, magnificent view. If you're in Wakkanai already, stop by this one too, especially if you are driving.
But the wind was so strong that day, it was relentless. I weighed 175 pounds, and even that, I felt like I might be blown away. From Cape Noshapu, I caught a glimpse of Mount Lishili, its outline resembling a smaller Mount Fuji. It's moments like these that remind you of nature's quiet wonder. Up at Wakkanai Park, the hill was alive with deer, majestic creatures with antlers that seemed almost larger than life. From the top, I could even see my hotel, nestled below. I took a short stroll, enjoying the crisp air and the quiet charm of the park.
All right, here we are at Wakkanai Park, and overall, it's very quiet. It's a little bit late in the season. If you're trying to catch leaves, it's pretty much all gone, honestly. A little bit sad, but probably Wakkanai, in terms of the leaf changing time, maybe end of September and early October. We're like about 2 weeks too late. But anyway, it is a very scenic place. It come up the hill a little bit. You get to look over to the part of the city as well. You can spot the airport a little bit, and also look over of the whole Bay Area. So, and it's fairly close to city center. Actually, it's probably the closest spot of all that I've been today. Yeah, so definitely a must-stop point if you are visiting Wakkanai. Anyway, there's even though without the leaves and all these, it's just very quiet today. Like everywhere, it's Sunday, but there's just like nobody anywhere almost.
It felt less like sightseeing and more like living in the moment. My next stop was Orange Egg, a neighborhood ice cream shop that radiates warmth from the moment you step inside.
Ichigo soft.
I couldn't resist their seasonal strawberry soft serve, which happened to be discounted to 300 yen that day. I also picked up a cream brulee made with local eggs and milk.
There's no harm still eating an ice cream.
The tangy strawberry balanced perfectly with the creamy vanilla, a flavor only Hokkaido's superior dairy could deliver.
The sourness feels just right from the strawberry. Very creamy, soft serve. In Hokkaido, milk products, all of these are definitely recommended.
Next, it was time for some sushi at a local kaiten sushi spot.
Hi.
Only in Japan can you find a cat-faced robot delivering your meal. It's a quirky touch that adds to the charm.
So I ordered only 4 and they all came right in front of me all at once. Let's look at them. Home Achi Kumamoto Maguro Akami Akiburi そして Hamachi Toro.
I ordered 4 plates, all in season and all exceptionally fresh. Even though it was kaiten sushi, the quality rivaled that of pricier establishments. Each bite reminded me why Japanese seafood is unparalleled.
So sometimes they do have people get gas for you, like help you fill it up. Sometimes you have to do it yourself, depending on the station. So there's no definite to it.
お待たせしました。
はい
お願いします。
はい、
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。 So a full tank of gas in this new Prius can go like 967 kilometer. That's enough for you to get from here to Sao Paulo. It's pretty amazing. Almost 1,000 kilometer.
To truly experience a place, you have to see where locals shop. Wandering through the supermarket, I marveled at the variety of fresh seafood and unique condiments. I picked up some kombu and seasonings as souvenirs, small pieces of Hokkaido to take home. Right next to the supermarket was a branch of the famous Otaru Naruto fried chicken. I ordered the signature fried half chicken to go.
Smells so good.
Taking it back to my hotel for dinner. The chicken was perfectly crispy on the outside, juicy and flavorful on the inside. Paired with the creme brulee I had saved from orange egg, it was the perfect way to end the day. A mix of indulgence and local flavor.
The egg flavor and the milk flavor is super rich. It's next level. Local eggs and local milk. If you stop by Orange Egg in Wakkanai, Hokkaido, you have to get this in addition to getting ice cream.
This wasn't a day of tourist attractions or guided tours. It was a day of living, a day of discovering Wakkanai through its food, its landscapes, and its quiet moments. For me, that's what it means to be a traveler. To not just see a place, but to feel its heartbeat. Until next time.
So we're in and out in less than like 10 minutes basically. They serve you very quickly with their featured gyudon or beef over rice.